second time. I know say you go on follow, drop 1 or 2 lines in between. I know surprise really.
I know, and we're running spoiled the team. You better speak better English
because you know, say for this show we're counting down seconds, not just minutes. That's how we roll, man. Just like egg roll, okay?
For you know.
So Mali beat Nigeria by 76 to 56 points to get gold in the under 18 Afro basket competition for ladies. All right, Nigeria getting silver in that. Not a bad way to compete, because we had to beat Uganda, Egypt and the likes to get to that final.
And the same Egypt and Uganda got past Nigeria in the group stages. That makes it interesting. They finished third in their group, the females, and look at how far they went all the way to the final, beaten by a team that I never knew they were underdogs in. And this is where Mali has held on to this 7th title in the last 10.
Amazing.
For your information, don't think they are the same girls playing these tournaments.
Because it's under 18, so you have different, and they are still good enough coming through the age grade. That's nice.
They are a new generation. Let me leave it there. I know you know that song.
Okay. Now you can leave it at, and that settles it, since you won't sing church.
So going on, Mali won all the games, not dropping one. Nigeria lost 2 in the group stages, went on to win other games, and they have qualified for the World Cup. There's a lady that should be banned from playing basketball. How do you score over 30 points against one team in 70 plus points? She's detrimental. She's dangerous. She's brilliant. Komari is her name. Anywhere you see Komari, Omo Komari. The last Omo I know is Omo Sangare, one of those finest vocalists from Mali. Okay. If you know the song, say yeah, you know what I'm talking about. She's a Grammy Award winner. And I think that's the first thing I'm looking for a name to give, a francophone name to give my daughter now. Omo will be that name.
Well, I was going to say amazing. I'm amazing, but I'll wait until you have that daughter, and then I'll talk to you without having to stutter by that time. Okay.
There's a Nigerian also did so well. She's trending at this point in time. People already call her Beggy Beggy. That's a wrong statement if you're one of them. Change your mind right now and be amongst those who speak well about Nigerian basketball players. That's just on a lighter note. This young lady plays for MFM, and I will talk about the Women's Basketball League in a bit, first phase, and I think this is one of the reasons that's talking about MFM do so well. She wasn't part of the team, and that's how people have been asking questions. Why put this tournament, or why put the league when a young lady or these young girls will be playing in an under-18 championship? It affected a couple of teams, and MFM was one of them. But that's by the way. The lady I'm talking about is just really, really brilliant, and she's done really well. One of the finest point guards in the league already with MFM, and she's a great prospect. All in all, for Nigeria was a great one. Beat Zimbabwe with scoring over 100 points.
Amazing.
Losing 2 games, the first and the third, and going on to win the quarterfinals against Egypt, beating Uganda in the semi-final, and finishing second. Cameroon finished third, beating Uganda also in the
Somali first,
the third place.
Cameroon. I think that even though growing up I later found out that Cameroon is a Central African nation, but as a younger guy, it always felt like Cameroon were in West Africa, because they share a boundary with Nigeria through the Bakassi region in Cross River State, where I grew up. So it just feels like he's a guy from Western and Central Africa who can build on their talents in basketball, because over the years it always was Angola for a long time. These days you have Senegal in the conversation as well. Of course, there's South Sudan, but if you have Nigeria, you have Mali, you have Senegal, then maybe there's more West Africa needs to do in its quest to become a powerhouse in basketball, because it's glaring we have the talents from this sub-region.
Look at what just happened recently, Chuma. You cannot run away from the fact that Nigeria stunned the world. The only difference is the fact that we had too many of those girls playing from outside. And there's a Nigerian also, Amarachi, for South Africa. I'm noticing that South Africans are getting so many Nigerians involved in their sports.
Yeah, there was one who got medal for them at the Paralympic Games.
I was going to say that. It's getting really interesting, and that's beautiful.
It is beautiful when you speak about Nigerians who are doing well, whether they're playing for us or not. Just like Isaac Okoro, who's agreed to a 3-year, $38 million contract. This happened on Saturday. He's the Cleveland Cavaliers and restricted free agent forward Isaac Okoro, and he's not going to be focused on trying to prepare for the brand new NBA season. Now he has signed this contract, which is good for him. Good one for him.
And I love the fact that he's chosen to stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's patient. Another thing is, somebody always asks a question, if you want these guys to come play for Nigeria, if now your brother, you go on making come. I don't know why that question always comes. He asked the question that day, and 3 of us were stunned. We couldn't see anything. He had a strong point.
I think that's a good question, to be honest, because the idea is always forget about the sentiments of saying be patriotic, which is beautiful. But if you have a brother who has a chance to play for the American basketball team or Nigeria, of course, you want your brother to play for Nigeria. You are also Nigerian. However, when you look at the lack of organization in the Nigerian basketball scene, would you still say your brother should risk it, knowing that there's even more organization in the USA? So those conversations are not out of place, to be honest.
So the National Youth Games currently ongoing. This is an opportunity to look for talents to help those girls get better. You just talked about Isaac Okoro, wonderful basketball player. He's done so well for Cleveland Cavaliers. He wouldn't have been able to make these Olympics. Let's not deceive ourselves. For the US. Imagine some top names also being dropped. But he's been consistent. That's one thing I like him about. He's played lovely basketball under the Cleveland Cavaliers makeup. He will also give a better form this season. Next up is, let's see what the next phase of US basketball will look like. Then he cannot, because that's what many of them do, and you cannot fault them. Nigeria always plays second field because you wouldn't. It's hard to have that kind of a patriotism.
If they're given their jam form, they will have those foreign nations as first choice, and then
exactly
Nigeria second choice.
You understand?
Well, that's going to be a debate for another day, because this is a conversation too that the football fans have had in recent times as to which these stars should prioritize. I think whatever is good for you, man, take it. That's all I'll say right now. But it's good for Team Cross River. They're on the 15 team, getting gold in the basketball event at the National Youth Games taking place in Asaba Delta State, while Nigeria getting success over Bayelsa and getting gold in the boys category for under 15 in that. We can focus on the NBA full time now, because hey, this is officially August 16, make that September 16, 2024, and the new NBA season starts October 22, which is just over a month away from now. There's this conversation, it's been on for a while now, as to the reality of potentially expanding the horizon for the NBA, and perhaps having to invite more franchises to come through, if that's the right word to use right now, but they're called a franchise, not just club, for the teams in the NBA, just to get it clear, okay? Or the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said that for him, there wasn't discussions of expansion at last week's meeting of the league's board of governors, but that the topic will be addressed at some point this season. The potential of expanding the NBA, and by expanding it, it's going to mean attracting more teams, because the NBA doesn't have relegation like for those of you who are football fans like myself. There's no relegation like it is in the Premier League or the Spanish La Liga and the likes. Once you're in the NBA secured, you go play forever,
unless bankruptcy.
So yeah, exactly. So there's been talks of other teams having a chance to join up, and if that's going to happen, then they will have to expand the league and have more than the numbers that they have right now.
So
are you for or against this?
30 teams, that's what we have currently. You have playing and all, but
Eastern Conference, Western Conference.
Yeah, Eastern Conference. But in the end, I wouldn't mind having more teams being added. And in the the way it's been organized, I still ask myself, how teams get so comfortable, even though they know they're not going to get they don't get so comfortable, rather, even though they know they're not going to get relegated. You're finishing 15th, no problems. You know you're going to be there next season, but they don't play like they are comfortable with the positions that they are. There's always this bragging right thing, and the basketball game has that right. So expansion is not a bad idea. We've seen something change in the UEFA Champions League that nobody ever saw coming. I think in the NBA we could have something like that. I know they are going to go to that point of starting to do relegation battles and stuff,
but it's a culture for the USA. Even the MLS doesn't have relegation.
None of them.
So
they have four top leagues
for them, where
four top spots, and it's just been their way.
They're making these clubs are so massive that they are financially buoyant. It's not even a conversation of having to get relegated or gain promotion. It's like a closed circle. But it's worked in the USA system for years now.
But there's a disadvantage. It doesn't give space for new guys to rise from nowhere.
Truly.
You talk about the Nigerian Premier Football League now, for example. We have so many teams that come out. We didn't have Ikorodu City 5 years ago. That they're now from the NNL, they are playing in the Nigerian Premier Football League. So those things have an opportunity for even those who want to invest in the game. But I think they're on that level where investment is not really the thing. Put the money in those guys that are there already, and that's why there's a draft. That's why there are systems. That's why they don't joke with their universities, their colleges and all. They've made that system work perfectly. You might not be there when it all started, so it might not be explainable. They just decide to be unique, and the Americans for that thing, and it's working out for them perfectly. So expansion might just be the only thing. Relegation might not work, but I think expansion can work. Maybe 18 teams or 20 teams per conference, and we see how it goes from there.
So they made it like a Super League, and it's what the Super League guys wanted to do in football too. Have Real Madrid, have Manchester United, have the big names. Guys, come, let's play together.
Let's play together.
Nobody will come out from these tournaments. Now we win every time. So you have the creme de la creme of teams and high-profile fixtures every single time. As we'll get to the phone lines, you have even more updates for us as to what's up with the guys preparing for the new NBA season. But let's bring in the listener right now. This is Courtside on 99.3 Nigeria Info. By 7:30, we'll switch the game on. We have all the exciting football stories to come from the big leagues around the European continent and also the Nigeria Premier Football League. Updates from the Nigeria youth games taking place in Asaba, and also some exciting stuff from other sports as well. So stay with us for that one. There's money courtesy of One Play. You know, when we come around, we don't play. You know what's up, eh? All right, so you can use 500 naira or just over that one to win for yourself 40k on the broadcast tonight. It's 40,000 naira for a couple of winners on tonight's broadcast. All you need to do to have access to that cash is to dial star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. That's star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Or you can use the website www.oneplay.ng. I'll take that one more time, www.oneplay.ng. It's 500 naira for each entry of yours. That will qualify you to potentially be one of the lucky winners to get 40,000 naira each on the broadcast tonight. Good luck to you in advance, because we will call those winners, congratulate them, money going into their account. That's the beauty of what we do right here on Nigeria, to put smiles on your faces while also updating you too on things happening around the world. And speaking about updates, we'd love to get to the phone lines. You read your comments on WhatsApp too, on social media, X at Nigeria Info FM. What do you think? This relegation thing, when no day NBA, should we get to a stage in football where our favorite leagues should consider not having relegation anymore? You know, do you think at any point in the future we should have that conversation for our favorite leagues in football, whether it's the Premier League, whether it's the Nigeria Premier Football League, whether it's the Premier League in England or the Spanish La Liga? Do we get to a stage where, like the NBA, we say, hey, you know, let's not think about relegation in this territory? Yeah, you can dial 0201 277 0993. That's 0201 277 0993. 0201-465-7190. Take that one more time, 0201-465-7190. There's the WhatsApp portal too. And there is X. No relegation in the NBA. All they are thinking of now is potentially expanding the tournament to accommodate new teams to come through. But there still will be no relegation, you know. So should we have other sports buy into this concept that the guys have successfully run with in the USA over the years? See, like ran with now. Okay, over now to the phone lines, and then Azul tell us even more around the preparation for the
Hello,
NBA
good
season.
evening, Chuma.
Yeah, good evening to you. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody in the house.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, this Friday from Ibolere.
All right, Friday.
Chuma, the one where we get, we never feel Malaysian. We are talking of non-relegation. This one that some states said they are planning to have 3 clubs when they cannot even maintain one. Chuma, we get more trouble if we say there is no relegation. You see, commissioner of a state, we go and form his own club. Before you know it, we will get up to 100 clubs because nobody will be relegated. Let us leave it the way it is for me. But if I have a brother, I beg, I will go fasting for Monte, may go play for America instead of Nigeria.
Wow. All right. Thank you for your call, though.
Okay, thank you so much.
More calls now. This is Courtside on Nigeria. I hope you turn down that radio now. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Chuma.
I greet you. What's up now?
This guy nine day up.
No, she.
This is Olowo speaking.
Now, ceiling I see. Welcome, Olowo.
Oga Chuma.
Yeah.
Why do we like copy? Why must we copy America? Why?
Well, I've not copied yet.
But you are asking the question if we should do what they are doing. Is it not be copied with that?
Okay.
Can we get your answer now to our question?
No, I don't want it. Let them do their own. Let us do our own.
All right. Thank you for your call. Nice to hear from you. As what's up? What's the apple, man? Because I know these guys are prepared for new season big time. And, you know, Daniel, the last time we came here a fortnight ago, had outlined the entire setup. You know, they'll travel to other parts of the world, play some, in football terms, we love to call it preseason games, you know, and then get ready for the new campaign that comes alive October 22. Okay.
It's really interesting, and some way maybe they've been holding new teams these days. As I say, it's really hard to get a lot from them, but we go try. We just get a couple of things, and the New York Knicks are making the headlines as far as this is concerned for the new season. They are reportedly signing a 3-point shooter for the new season. And this is some good news for the New York Knicks. They need a player in that light, because there's something about 3-pointers. It's, you're on a 7-point lead or a 10-point loss, a 10-point deficit. 2 3-pointers or 3 3-pointers cut it to a 1-point deficit, and that's how good 3-pointers can be. Steph Curry will answer this question I just talked about. I know Chiba was waiting for me to talk about. So for the New York Knicks, they have announced today that the team has signed Landry Shamet to an Exhibit 9 contract. There are too many things you cannot even explain within the shortest possible time as far as the basketball world is concerned. Shamet is 27 years of age. He appeared in 46 games, 5 starts in those 46 games with the Washington Wizards last season.
All right.
He's already a great player, recording 7.1 points, 1.3 rebounds, and 1.2 assists. But he has to do better with the New York Knicks. So hopefully he's going to get to do that. Maybe if he goes on to play from the bench, he'll be looking to becoming the 6th man, maybe of the season contestant with what he has already.
All right.
He played about 15 minutes per game last season. He
Beautiful
recorded
stuff for him, really. Now, October 22,
points,
the season starts, and it's going to last until April 13, 2025. And we've seen, several teams have to make coaching changes. Brooklyn Nets, Charlotte Hornets, Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, Los Angeles Lakers. Davin Ham, who was there with them last season, has stepped out, and JJ Redick come through for this campaign. Phoenix Suns still have changed their managerial setup, and same with Washington Wizards. These are 7 teams with heading into the new season with a new managerial setup, and that's what you said, that even if there's no relegation in the NBA, these guys are always still competitive, because they know that the higher you finish, the more money you get, and all of that.
And they take money play. So it's beautiful. New coaches will always pop up. Look at what I always struggle with his name. Mazzulla, what he just did with Boston Celtics, taking that job with less than 2 years or so, and has become the NBA champion. We almost saw our own Ime Udoka do the same for the Boston Celtics, but
for the unfortunate thing stepped up.
Unfortunate thing that happened. Even before then, he took them to the final. Was it Golden State Warriors that beat them, or the Denver Nuggets? I think it was Golden State Warriors that took them out. So things like this happen in basketball. And that's the beautiful thing about this sport. There is something new. They don't rush into getting coaches fired. They don't just do transfers anyhow. Their deals are crazy, and you talk about the money you want to run. The only thing that can rival the deals you get in the NBA, if not for the Saudi League that just came up, nobody stops the NBA when it comes to
they to get money for that side. Really. And nobody stops us, but commercial breaks will stop us now. So we need to wrap things up. That's been Courtside on Nigeria for this Monday evening. We return, of course, for Game On after this commercial break. Azu, thanks for being on the show tonight.
It was a pleasure. The weekend.
If you talk again, this thing will cut. Like never see him.
We'll see the basketball league.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Looking for ways to overcome challenges in your career journey? The perfect time to step into a world of opportunity is now. At Markets for You, a trusted, well-renowned online trading company with over 17 years of experience and customers spread across the globe. Discover a new way to earn and learn by copying top traders from around the world. No previous experience required. If you're over 18, you can start earning profits from the comfort of your home today. Visit www.marketsforyou.com or call 0912-779-0500, 0912-779-0500 today to start your journey towards financial independence with Markets for You.
Yo, it's time to switch up your streaming and social media experiences. Introducing the Glow My G Bundle, the first all-in-one social and music bundle. It's the perfect bundle for texting, snapping, streaming, sharing, vibing, and everything you love doing online. With My G Bundle, you get the data deals for Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Boomplay, AudioMac, and Glow TV, all in one bundle. Now you can make every Naira count with affordable all-in-one data bundles with Glow My G. Get 1 gigabyte for 300 Naira, 1.5 gigabytes for 500 Naira, and 3.5 gigabytes for 1,000 Naira on the Glow My G Bundle. Plus, you also get 1 hour of free browsing on your favorite apps. That's Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Boomplay, AudioMac, and Glow TV. Dial *312# to start making every Naira count with the Glow My G Bundle. T's and C's apply.
Glow Unlimited.
I'm in love, Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it too open? Is it too squeeze? squeeze, easy to scoop, and easy to 99.39.
New standard pouch.
Who says you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined boy. You have just won yourself
20,000! Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Meltus. One player, don't talk to two players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Well Done.
Okay, well done. I want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3#. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Morning Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3#. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
Start your day and have a good time.
Kivo Creamer.
Where you need to have the break time.
Kivo Creamer.
It's not tea, but garita.
Kivo Creamer. Kivo Creamer.
Attention, all secondary schools, get ready to speak up, stand out, and make your voice heard. I beg to differ. Secondary School Debate Tournament Season 8 is here. If you have the passion, the skills, and the will to win, this is your moment. Auditions for this year's season kicks off on Monday, September 16th and run until September 30th. Don't miss this chance to compete with the brightest minds in Lagos. How to enter? Visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Click on the I Beg to Differ banner on the homepage. Choose only one out of 3 topics listed. Argue 2 minutes in favor of and 2 minutes against the topic you chose. Upload your 4 minutes recording in MP3 format. Fill in your other details and submit. This is open to secondary school students between the ages of 13 and 16. Register now and prove that you have what it takes to be an I Beg to Differ champion. I Beg to Differ Debate Season 8. The Tournament of Champions.
You have any
Sorry, madam. There's an emergency at the shop. They need you now. It's a serious...
Nothing is more serious than a Golden Morn breakfast with my family. Don't you understand? All our winnings start with a nutritious golden breakfast. Now, sit down. Please join us.
Yes, ma'am. At once.
Breakfast is serious business. Handle it with a nutritious Golden Morn. Now with a great new look. Trust Golden Morn to help throw your family to win every day. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Hey there! Yes, you just won 5,000 naira cash. And you, sitting by the side, there's 1 month Showmax subscription to watch the Premier League waiting for you. You behind. Of course, you're not left out. How does 1,000 naira airtime and 2,000 naira Uber discount sound? All this could come true when you buy the No Unwrap and Win pack. Open it, look for a cube with a 6-digit code on its wrapper. Text the code to 8011 and follow the prompts to stand a chance to win any of these instant prizes. Promo valid from July till December. Terms and conditions apply. Get extra value on the No Unwrap and Win pack. No, eat for good.
Hey there. Sharing is caring, and sharing your phone's hotspot is a great way to help a friend in need. But wait, are you keeping your data safe? Here are smart tips to control your data while sharing your hotspot. Lock down your hotspot with a strong password to ensure there are no data party crashes. Also, remember to change your password frequently to avoid unauthorized use of your data. So, go on, share your connection with loved ones securely and still have plenty of data left. Visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Association of Licensed Telecoms Operators and the Nigerian Communications Commission.
Savings that bring you home.
Kids, this is our new home.
Wow! Dad, our new house is big!
Savings that support your joy.
Congratulations, you've become parents.
Savings that free your creativity.
Camera rolling and action.
Achieve much more with AXA Mansard Money Market Funds. Open an account today to enjoy competitive returns on savings. Track daily interest with ease. Prompt liquidation without penalties. Transact online and via USSD. Visit www.axamansard.com today.
Please read the prospectus and where in doubt, consult your stockbroker, fund or portfolio manager, accountant, banker, solicitor, or any other professional advisor for guidance before subscribing.
Enter the Onga Taste the Millions promo with 250 million naira worth of cash and prizes to be won. To stand a chance to win, buy any of the new promotional packs, take one empty sachet of the Onga 90Q pack or 2 empty sachets of the Onga 50Q pack to the collection center closest to you and exchange the sachets for a scratch card. Scratch the card to reveal a unique code. Text the code to 1393. Promo runs from September to October 2024. For further inquiries, visit www.ongamillionspromo.com. Terms and conditions apply.
The Battle of the Minds returns this November. Brace yourselves for the most intense intellectual face-off of the year. I Beg to Differ is back with Season 8. And this time, the stakes have never been higher. This November, Nigeria's sharpest young debaters will converge on Nigeria Info Studios, armed with nothing but their words, wit, and real power.
That's the power of peer pressure, and it's a force we all reckon with as teenagers.
When the government has access to our personal data, it can be abused.
With the nation listening, these students will tackle controversial topics.
Relate with the laid down rules and principles of the society. The opposition team comes up here accusing censorship of violating free speech.
Challenge the status quo and defend their positions with relentless passion.
Like you said, it's lead to only immediate relief and not long-term relief, which is why we say bring up censorship and then we are here to protect the masses.
And yet, this is considered productive enough to feed 120 million Nigerians. I beg to differ.
Lagos, are you ready for I Beg to Differ Season 8? For sponsorship, please call Lanre 0706 827 1163 or Shola on 0907 173 3835. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yo, what up? It's your boy YC. I'm on Alaji #1, New School Jagaban, Tiny Entertainment Mafia, and I'm chilling with Femi and the Gang, and you're tuned to Nigeria Info. Do not touch that dial.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's Game On.
Feel the magic in the air.
It is Game On with Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. What? September 16, 2024. And we're ready for an exciting time that should be sweeter than what we have enjoyed before. My name is Chuma Noli, and on the broadcast for tonight, we can focus on match day 4 of the Premier League and this battle involving the high-profile sides, as Liverpool didn't smile that much, but the story was different for Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester City. Well, the Nigeria Premier Football League gave us match day 2 of action, and Rivers United seem to be in the mood to fly high, just like Remo Stars, who are even better. The Nigeria Youth Games is taking place in Asaba. We'll let you in on the latest from that territory and also have our eyes across the action that took place around the other top leagues on the European continent, as it was a good weekend for several players for Nigeria's Super Eagles. There's money on ground as well. One play having our back for you, 40,000 naira each for a couple of winners on tonight's show. All you need to do to have access to being that guy potentially or that lady potentially that'll get the cash off us is to dial star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. That's star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Or use the websites www.oneplay.ng. This is Game On, and the game is on.
Hi guys, I'm Peter Drury, football commentator, and you are hanging out with Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, we did last. We did ready for you. We're going to be in the mix until 9 p.m. and then Mr. Mao come through for the stoppage time La Liga show, and then we return by 9:30 to 10 p.m. So 3 hours of undiluted fun from the sporting side of life for you on this nation's #1 station for news, talk, and sports. Again, I'm Chuma. That's not breaking news anymore at this stage, or is it? But could be breaking news to you that I do have 2 colleagues in the studio representing the Femi and the Gang brand like myself. Adeze Michael joins tonight's show, and there's also Chidozie Okoroji, aka Overdose. How are you doing, guys?
I'm fine. Good evening, Lagos.
Yeah, great to be here, of course, on a wonderful Monday like this, talking about all that went down during the course of the weekend, and I really am ecstatic. I mean, Manchester United beating Southampton, you know.
Yeah, ecstatic.
But then again, yes, okay. But not static.
Yeah, I love what he did, even as this guy comes in. But I'm just thinking to myself, if you're somebody who likes them thick, and you go for Esther, does that make Esther thick?
Well,
ecstatic.
It does make her thick.
Okay.
To be honest, yes. and she's not just thick; she's thicker than thick. You know.
You know, person who thick. Now this guy will just enter. Ain't they thick both physically and financially?
I'm financially.
I tell you, my brother.
But I like the last part, the latter part. You know, because since financial is involved, I've been able to at least get 1 or 2 off him in recent times. But again, I mean, he's a big masquerade. Okay, Mao, you understand? That's why he's living his best these days. He's white. He doesn't dye the beard anymore. Say he's tease. That's tease. He's a big man.
Someone will say swax. Yes. For my Guamino joins the show too. What's up, man? Good to see you for school.
Hi, Chuma.
For scholar.
Hello, Overdose.
Yeah.
Hi, my so-called Arsenal fan that's running away from Chelsea.
I've never had anything to do with Chelsea, sorry.
Oh, really?
Wow. I've never had anything to do with Chelsea.
Ever since Arsenal won that North London derby now, former shoulder is going up. It's going up.
My shoulder is not going up. My shoulder is not going up.
Because we were opportunity to watch the match together. I was like, Martinelli, what the? Oh my God. Frustration or killer.
Are we in the business of revealing our secrets?
No. I just enjoyed the match. But I was just saying, what is Trossard playing, for God's sake? You understand? And that's what makes it sweet.
I go talk my own.
No. Calm down.
I used to have those.
Calm down.
Our
sorry.
Our
oh yeah, sorry.
So, but what you're trying to tell me is that you guys were in the same place, so you saw the match on the same telly, and then he was speaking about Martinelli. Okay. And for guy wear like old school music next, he will play something from Nelly. You get what I mean?
Can't help yourself.
It's too early. Make I just continue right now for the show. Okay, so this is Game On, and you can feel the excitement from my colleagues in the studio. We also want to transfer that to you. It's nice to see this other guy who's walked into. This guy, they chop money from like three different places. I'll say that mic no go for you, Ansha. Whether you can sit off my side here, but let's try. Okay, we have Brownish in the studio.
Hey, yeah. What's up? Okay, guys, what is up?
He's always coming to the studio now. Basta winning.
Now it's easier to come to the studio. I always come to the studio normally, but now it's easier to do it.
He now has options. His hands are on flick. Anti-flick, you know what I mean? Okay, so all right, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the action, shall we? And the first port of call will be what we saw as to match day 4 in the league, seen as the most exciting in the world. And we were here for live commentary for you on Saturday and Sunday as to the Premier League. Well, there will be an interesting question, and I'd love to get the perspective of my colleagues when we get to that in the coming minutes. But first of all, make we look what me happen first. If you be miss now here we start from Southampton, Manchester United. The Red Devils winning away from home. Overdose is nodding like Chima. Start from that result. It was the early kick-off on Saturday, by the way. United beating Southampton away from home by 3-0. Matthias De Ligt, Marcus Rashford, good to see him score now, and also Alejandro Garnacho, the 3 goals for the Red Devils, who kept a clean sheet. Good thing for them as well. Well, for Brighton and Hove Albion, they kept a clean sheet but couldn't score themselves. It was Brighton 0, Ipswich Town 0, Crystal Palace and Leicester gave us some exciting clash. Even Stevens is how that ended, 2 apiece. Mateta did well for my FPL. I appreciate him for giving me the right points. His second goal coming off the penalty spot as he helped Crystal Palace come from 2 goals down against Leicester to even the scores are 2-2 after 90 minutes of action. Fulham and West Ham United. Ham, they their names. And Naham. You know this in Brownish, your guy.
Yeah. Shay vibes. No Shay, no vibes.
Exactly. Shay, feel the vibes.
Shay, feel the vibes.
So Fulham, I don't turn DJ now with this that place where you did because make others. Maybe you don't kill the sound of others. You get it. If you don't get it, please still get it.
Please forget about it.
No, don't forget about it. Please still get it. Okay. So Fulham won, West Ham United won, and Liverpool. They lost to Nottingham Forest by 1-0. Well, I can imagine for a team that had won 3 games in a row and kept 3 clean sheets in all of these victories, it was the first welcome for Chief Slot as he saw Hudson-Odoi slot the ball into the back of his team's net. Nottingham Forest winning for the first time in 55 years at Anfield. Impressive stuff for them, really. Manchester City continue with this good display. They are conceding goals, but they are scoring more than they concede, so they're still winning games. 2-1 their success against Brentford, and Erling Haaland is gone beyond the record set by Wayne Rooney several years back, as still scoring so many goals after just match day 4 in the Premier League season, and that guy is on fire. This is what happens when a player has cause to rest during the off-season. No Euros for him, no Olympics for him. Now they can't punish everybody who have been playing for those tournaments. Aston Villa 3, Everton 2. Everton, whether they swear for now this season, I know they're too short. They've been leading games 2-0, 2-0, and then relinquishing the advantages for them. So Aston Villa coming from 2-0 down to win that game. Watkins, yes, also great to see the guy score a couple of goals for that matter. And Duran, nobody has done better than this guy when he has to do with coming off the bench to, do well enough for a side in the Premier League. And for AFC Bournemouth, well, they lost to Chelsea by 1-0 in a game where they missed the penalty too. It was the final game on Saturday. That set the stage for 2 fixtures on Sunday. High-profile games for that matter. Newcastle United beating Wolverhampton Wanderers by 2-1. Eddie Howe's boys were not ready to play anyhow as they got goals from Cher and Javi Barnes. Fantastic strikes, really, those goals to come from a goal down to beat this Wolverhampton Wanderers side by 2-1. The star game for the weekend was a North London derby, the first North London derby of the 2024-25 Premier League season. It was Tottenham Hotspur against Arsenal. If we were to be in the Vic Centre watching that game, there would have been no need for that question who they play home, because we know who they play home. Spurs had dominated possession as to the start at the end of the first half, but Arsenal were creating better chances, and that paid off for the Gunners with a corner kick. The man when it comes to set pieces for them, he's a defender, but he's a magician. Always has the right zeal to seal the deal. That player from Brazil, Gabriel Magalhaes, scoring the only goal of the game and giving Arsenal a 1-0 success against Tottenham Hotspur. That will set the stage for our major talking point for the first part of the show today. Here's Mikel Arteta, by the way, the boss of Arsenal, saying, hey, we knew it was going to be a tough game for us, but we're happy that we have done it 3 times in a row now, away from home against Tottenham Hotspur. Teta, wait till do your voice now. You want go drink water? Okay, please come back.
It was going to be a really tough match. It's always easier. They are a great side. They create an unbelievable atmosphere. We had some great moments, especially in the first half, when opening spaces that we should have done much more than we actually done. And then we knew as well that we had a big threat on set plays, and we believed that we could help them, and we have done. And we weren't the best with the ball today. We have done a lot of simple things wrong that doesn't allow us to have a lot of continuity. It's true that the sequence of passes that you can do against them are very few before you attack them, because they jump and they press every single ball. That make it very difficult.
That's exactly what Spurs did, but Arsenal still found a way to grind out that victory, which in the eyes of people is enough to define how serious they are getting as the seasons come and go in their quest to win a First League title in over 2 decades. Now, this is a broad question, but for the context of this season, looks like it's going to play in Arsenal's direction. I see this question of mine to Overdose, to Adeze, to Brownish Ufoma, and to you listening to the show as well. Arsenal beat Tottenham Hotspur. I'm looking at Arsenal's start to the season. First 5 match days of the season. You get play Aston Villa, where we top 6 team currently. You get play Tottenham Hotspur. No, when I say top 6, I'm going somewhere, You get play Tottenham Hotspur, where we top 6 team for England these days too. You get play Manchester City, where we top 6 team as always. Season just the start. You yourself now top 6 team. So you're having to face, you're going to have to face 5 teams who are top 6 teams like yourself. And you've already faced 2. In your first 5 match days of the campaign, you're having to face 3 of those 5. So my question is, could playing against top teams so early in the season play to Arsenal's advantage? And in a broader spectrum and from a broader perspective, before I come this thought out, like say, I know be a Gibraltar, is it good or bad for a club to have to face top teams very early into the season? Is it a good or bad thing really for a club to, when the season just starts, waiting to wait for you for the first 6 match days now? So big teams. Uncle I.
Uncle I. So
what's that? Fresh baby face.
I mean, it is what it is. You never can tell. It is what it is. But like, as I wanted to say, I feel like it doesn't really matter, especially in Arsenal's case. And here's why. Let's look at the last 2 seasons where they came second for both seasons, right? What teams did they struggle against, and what teams almost defined the fact that they were not going to win the league? The season before last, it was Brighton, I think it was, where they lost to Brighton. I think they lost to Brighton. And then last season it was Aston Villa. These 2 teams, while they are in contention for European places, they are not recognized top 6 sides. So, but I feel like, at least not in comparison with, Chelsea, Tottenham, Man City, Manchester United, and the likes, and Liverpool, alongside Arsenal as well. So, in my opinion, I feel like Arsenal are more in danger of dropping points against unexpected opposition, banana peels, the Wolves, the Brighton, the Villa, West Ham, than they are actually dropping points. Because when they are going into a game against the Chelsea, they know what to expect. They know that even if Chelsea are having a bad time, they need to kill the game off early. So they start with like a house of fire, unless they're just having a bad day. But if they're going in, that complacency can leak in. I feel like that's what happened last season against Aston Villa, where it can leak in and they'll just be like, this is not a game we were supposed to win now, norms. We're not looking at the team that we're playing. We're looking at our opponents who are playing other teams. And as a result of that, they just drop the ball and the other team takes advantage. So I don't think playing, big teams at the start of the season is going to in any way impact their league season, for the better or the worse. But for me, I would say it's even advisable. Get it out of the way. Know what you're doing and know what you're working with. But for it to say that it touches them negatively, since he started off playing against Chelsea, it was their first game of the season. So that's just a big club thing. Sometimes the first few games that you play tend to be the most difficult.
Well, for me personally, I beg to differ with Brownish, and I'll tell you why. Brownish was saying it doesn't really matter, but it does matter, because as a club, you want to reinforce before the start of the season. And then when you face the big teams, it gives you some sort of understanding as to how strong your team is. Take, for instance, Arsenal. Arsenal played the beginning of the season, the top team. Look how they beat Aston Villa, and that surely will just give you a mental view as to the Aston Villa that stopped them from winning the Premier League last season. Because before that match, people were like, oh, Aston Villa is going to pose a threat. But Arsenal cleaned them out of the way. Then they took on Brighton, which of course was not what many people expected in terms of result. But it did paint a picture. And now the win against Tottenham. Imagine not being without Martinelli, not being without Declan Rice. Then Moreno also is injured. And then you actually... just look at Arsenal and say, even with a weakened Arsenal team, they were still able to get the result. So that in itself tells you, okay, even without these players, I can get the result. Then if I have these players, then I can even do more. And don't forget, there's still the business end of the season coming. The Champions League games, which will take its toll on the players. You have the Capital One Cup games or the Carabao Cup games. And now this is a new format in the Champions League, which means more games, more players getting injured, more players getting tired. Imagine an Arsenal playing like, 8-9 games in 21 days. It will stretch your team. So the earlier you face the big sides, you have a picture and say, okay, I've beaten this guy. He's a top 6 team. Then let me try as much as possible and gather the teams from the lesser teams like Everton, like of course Leicester, the Bournemouth. And then when you face the Manchester United or Man City or Chelsea, then you know that, oh, okay, you have to do a bit extra. So for me personally, I feel it's a good thing because it helps you clear the big boys out of the way while targeting what you do with the lesser teams that are coming.
I just wanted to ask the big picture. He's like Arsenal's big picture, no day HD, because like after you finish getting the big picture, they show for them at the end of the season.
Second back to back.
But like then
you say second to none. But again,
I go send you go cinema. You go see big picture.
Well, I think that it goes two ways. I don't think there's one side. It goes two ways. For the smaller clubs, especially the newly promoted, by the time your fixtures are Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, you know something, you're not going to win those games. No disrespect. And then there's something it leaves the team with. It leaves you now, first of all, there's that psychological damage. There's a punch in confidence in the team generally. That high spirit that you started the season with will just deflate. And then you now start playing catch-up. And when you start playing catch-up brings pressure. Pressure brings anxiety. Anxiety brings uncertainty. Uncertainty, if the coach or the person is not a good manager, and then it could become a problem for the team. That's for newly promoted and small teams up against the big teams. For the big teams that are title contenders, maybe a slight advantage to them. It could be an eye-opener for them. It could also help them to assess where they are, look at the mistakes early on. And if you're in the title race like Arsenal, they're already playing catch-up. Because that draw against Brighton, they've already dropped 2 points. If they had won that, they would have been 12 over 12. And then they would have said, okay, City were monitoring. But for the big teams, meeting big, tricky opponents at the start of the season looks shaky. Somehow, it depends on how the coach and how the atmosphere of the team want to take it. If you want to take it positively, okay, look at Brighton. We dropped points. What happened? Declan Rice was sent off for cynical attitude. Maybe he shouldn't try it again. It keeps you in perspective. But for the smaller teams, it deflates their morale. They start playing catch-up. Look at Everton. They already started playing catch-up already, and we're already saying that they are going to go down this time around. So it's, one way or the other. But however, the draw generally is like a lottery. What you pick is what you get. You can as well decide to play small teams, and you have that advantage, and you're happy. The day you face the big teams, maybe match week 12, they will expose you vulnerably. So it's either way.
Interesting stuff. I'm going to get the thoughts of Ufoma when we return from the commercial breakers. While Adeze was speaking of those and Brownie spoke earlier too, I was thinking to myself, it's like the NPFL. People always argue that in the first half of the season, if you want to win away matches, you got to start winning that time because it may not be the same story in the second half of the season. I'm wondering to myself if that's something that can give us a bit of a correlation in the context of tonight's conversation. By the way, if you just joined us, this is Game On with Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria, and for that one play money, they wait for you somewhere, okay? You can dial star 347 star 880 star 3 hash to play. That's star 347 star 880 star 3 hash, or you can use the website www.oneplay.ng. It's 500 naira for each entry of yours, and there's 40,000 naira each for a couple of winners on tonight's show. I'm hoping you're one of those persons to get 40,000 naira from us. Still to come on the show tonight, we'll share with you the latest happenings from the other big leagues on the European continent, and also focus on the performances of Super Eagles players for their respective teams in Europe. Many of them scored and had assists as well. These debates too as to who's Africa's best will come up on tonight's broadcast. But this is our question right now for you, so you can drop your comments via the WhatsApp portal and through X at Nigeria4FM, and get ready to call into: could playing against top teams so early in the season play to Arsenal's advantage? And from a broader perspective, is it a good or bad thing for clubs to face their biggest rivals early in the season? We'll read out those comments of yours in the coming minutes. Right now is that quick commercial break, and there's more to come on Game On with Femi and the Gang on Nigeria Info.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Get loans of up to 7 million naira on Rain Money. Call 0700 5000 500 or visit rainmoney.com to get started now.
Everything surely comes to an end. That dinner, that mushy movie, even that long traffic. But there's one thing that doesn't. Enjoy truly unlimited data with Airtel Unlimited Speed-Based Plans. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to buy now. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Experience true luxury in Emirates First from Lagos, with daily flights to Dubai and beyond starting 1st October. Unwind in your first-class private suite. Dine on sumptuous cuisine at any time. Lose yourself in over 6,500 entertainment channels, or drift off to sleep on your fully flat bed. Fly Emirates First and take off in your own private world. Book now at emirates.com. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Enter the Onga Taste the Millions promo with 250 million naira worth of cash and prizes to be won. To stand a chance to win, buy any of the new promotional packs, take one empty sachet of the Onga 90Q pack or 2 empty sachets of the Onga 50Q pack to the collection center closest to you and exchange the sachets for a scratch card. Scratch the card to reveal a unique code. Text the code to 1393. Promo runs from September to October 2024. For further inquiries, visit www.ongamillionspromo.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Malaria, go away. Charlatan, not you away. 3 days is all it takes for us to get back to play.
Charlatan Quality Anti-Malaria contains Artemisa and lumefantrine, available in cherry-flavored dispersible tablets with very convenient dosing for kids. Charlatan is also available in tablets for adults. Knock out malaria in 3 days with Charlatan from Shalina Healthcare. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
In Nigeria, the weather can change in an instant, just like life itself. Even when you are caught in a heavy downpour or harmattan has left your skin dry, there's one thing that never changes: the restoring power of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. Because we all know when harmattan strikes, if you are not protecting your skin, it cracks. So do your lips, and no one wants that. So use Vaseline Petroleum Jelly to keep your skin healthy, smooth, moisturized and protected all day long, so you can embrace every season with confidence.
Looking for a story with unending drama? Tokumbo has got it. Intense drama with fast-paced, tire-screeching scenes? Tokumbo has it. Drama with backflips, bicycle kicks and action that keep you on the edge of your seat? Tokumbo has got it. Heart-pounding, emotional, dramatic scenes? Tokumbo has it!
Hold on to your seats. Tokumbo is now playing on Netflix with plans starting from 2,200 naira only.
All 380 games are about to come alive on your mobile phone. Step into the Premier League with Showmax.
This is the league we want to watch.
No matter where you are, your favorite teams are just a tap away.
Here now is the big business that truly stirs.
Sign up on the Premier League plan on Showmax.com. Create your account, download the Showmax app, and stream the Premier League for only 3,200 naira right on your mobile. It's your stadium on the move.
Start your day and have a good time. Kivo Creamer. Where you need to have the break time. Kivo Creamer. If not tea, Papa Garita. Kivo Creamer. Kivo Creamer. I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stop?
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Welcome back to your number one talk that matters to you.
When you marry, you don't cheat.
The most common drug that damages the liver is paracetamol, what we call acetaminophen. People think that paracetamol is just paracetamol. I can take paracetamol. No.
Do you know I've been monitoring elections since 1999? Rigging of election takes place not at the polling unit, but at the collation center.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's Game On.
Feel the magic in the air. Feel the magic in the air.
It is more of the magic for you with Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info in every single aspect. We always try to win your respect by doing even things you don't expect. So whatever you suspect, you're free to join in and inspect, because based on now in retrospect, we're going to show you we are better than every other prospect as we get into even more exciting sporting stories for you on tonight's broadcast. Speaking about excitement, money they help us for this country. I saw something on X about fuel prices and all that. I'm like, oh boy, nah, it's important to keep having side hustles that bring side money these days, the way this country is going, because salary if you last for 1 month again, no matter how much you earn in Nigeria now, if you last for 1 month again, bro.
Before you just open your eye and close it,
the last one day they talk 1 month.
I'm asking, do people still save money in Nigeria?
Because fear alone save for your
people still save money.
Yeah, you can save money, and then in the next week the money will be saving you. They say save for a rainy day, but suddenly it's raining all day, every day. So I mean,
I'm telling you.
Now you rain.
No, now you rain.
It's not funny. We're laughing about it.
Bro. As in, it just scare me. Sorry, bro. Yeah,
laughing through the pain.
It scare me, bro. As in, bro, don't say it again, please. But this is why we're here, to at least make ourselves happy. When we go back home, we can think about our lives. But for now in the studio, we certainly have to be as excited as we can be, really, on the show.
People they take home pay, no, they take people home again. I'm telling you, just
if it's not true enough, even transport you go out.
I'm telling you,
bro. No trying to fly for this country now.
Man.
You know, Lagos to Port Harcourt. That I used to like going to that year when I just go and leave. Hey. How far now, PH guys? I come PH yo.
Now
I go fly go Port Harcourt. Now this is for my think I'm 2 times. I never see Calabar for like 1 year because I did think say okay. Local flights are like international flights these days.
So I understand.
You're a legend now. You're a legend.
I have to go through.
I just want to point out.
Touch Port Harcourt like saying that's
I just want to point out that life is so fair. When we were growing up, they'll say, "Oh, I'm coming." They'll buy 10 naira biscuits for us. By the time we don't become adults, now we be the auntie and uncle biscuit now 1K now. If you give Vicky 1K, they go they look you with bad eye. What are we supposed to use this as? Can I use to buy me now?
Don't try buying cookies this period though. You'll be cooking your finances. I'm telling you.
No. Like before you even buy, now, before you buy anything, you think, well, do I really need this? Is it really important in my life? Bro. If it's not, you cancel it.
There's this bread when I came to Lagos, my favorite. I used to buy 500 naira. I went there last and they told me it's 1,800. You guys moved from 1.6 because I was used to the 1.6 at least in recent time. It's 1.8 now. I said, okay.
There's a red wine I always like drinking. I don't cut them.
That your favorite biscuit that year? Those small biscuits that in the park.
Let's not even go there. Let's not even go there. I buy a cheaper one now.
Bro, it's well.
You buy a cheaper one. Well. That means you chipped out. But let's go.
That's true.
Oh yeah, you chipped
again.
Out.
We're all United in the studio, but it doesn't mean he plays for cheaper United. But sorry. Since you want to talk, we'll just talk. All right. Yeah. So now we can get into even more exciting conversations. We had laid the foundation. Ufoma wants to build the structure on it before we bring you on board. Looking back at what we saw for match day 4 in the Premier League, and then looking at the reality for Arsenal. Fans of that side are like, it may just be a good thing that we're playing these big teams. Let's finish with them and now focus on smaller teams. Ghana as many points as possible and continuing this quest to win the first league title in 21 years. Okay? Someone that wants to say, wow, it's a difficult reality for you when a season starts and you have to face big teams from the very beginning. 4 match days. There are going to be 5 match days by this coming weekend. Arsenal would have played 3 of the 6 teams in the top 6 on a traditional setup. In fact, going back to last season, Tottenham Hotspur we're certainly in the conversation, even if they may not have smiled that much at the end of the season. But they've had to play Spurs, they played Aston Villa, they've beaten these teams. They have Manchester City to face this coming weekend, the team that were champions from last season. That has led us to asking you tonight, is it a good or bad thing for clubs to face their biggest rivals early in the season? And could playing against top teams so early this season play to Arsenal's advantage? Your turn, Ufoma.
Well, Chuma, I think just like Adas said, it's a two-way street. If I'm being honest, as a football fan, when I saw the fixtures, I did not like it. I'm being honest with you, because the fixtures, the only quote-unquote easy game on that list was playing the very first game, Wolverhampton Wanderers. After that, they had to go to Villa Park, play against a team that beat them home and away last season, and then play Brighton at home. Over the last couple of years, Brighton has been, today they can lose badly or tomorrow they can, hit you. Last time I think they actually not the last time, the previous season, they actually beat Arsenal, I think 3-0 at the Emirates. And then after that, you go to, for every Arsenal fan, the one fixture they look at, well, maybe not necessarily in Nigeria, but the Arsenal fans in London or in the UK, the very first fixture everybody wants to see is the match versus Tottenham. And you're going away from home, conundrum, so to speak. And then after that, you're playing the champions who have won the league 4 years. Chuma, when I saw that fixture list 2 months ago, I was saying to myself, please just find a way and get through it. Just find a way and get through it. If you get through it, then it's fine. To make matters a bit worse at the time, going into, we had sort of navigated the Villa own, The Brighton, you would think they should have won that game. In fact, they were on course to win the game before the unfortunate red card happened, and they turned it around. You could even argue that they were lucky to come out with a point eventually, because maybe Brighton could have won that game, even though Arsenal themselves had chances to win the game. But Chuma, it was now, apologies to Bola, delicately poised, to the point where they were going to play Tottenham, their fiercest rivals, local rivals, away from home, and then after that, go to the ground of the Citizens, where the record. The last time they won there was 2015. And the last time they got a creditable result was last season when they held out a draw. Every other time it's been L to the power of whatever it is.
Back to back.
I put out a tweet, just before the game this weekend to say this week was Arsenal's defining week. Because trust me, if for any reason they had lost that game yesterday, you can say all you want to say about, it's still early, but you do not want to be playing catch up to Manchester City. You want to be in and around where they are. 1, 2, max 3 points. Even 3 points itself is huge to be behind Manchester City. That's a team. We don't give them enough credit. Trust me, we don't give them enough credit. They have won the league 4 times in a row. They have won 6 of the last 7.
They're not at the courts, by the way.
Yeah, but the point is, that's how good they are. Arsenal had the best points they've ever had in a league season. Sorry, the best goals they've ever, best total goals they've ever had, 91. Arsenal had 89 points in almost 50% of the Premier League seasons. 89 points is good enough, to win you the league. They had the best defensive record. It still amounted to nothing. 0. They didn't win the league. Second is nothing.
Zilch.
Do you understand? So if you are that good and you still end up not winning the title, it means that the person who won the title is exceptional. So for me, I did not see it as a good thing. I didn't at first, but somehow they've done 4 out of 5, and out of the 4 they've done, they're just 2 points behind. They could have been on the same number of points as City, if not for the red card incident 2 weeks ago. But they are 2 points behind City. It means that they are going into Sunday's game against Manchester City. As far as I'm concerned, it is a must not lose game. Because if you lose that game, you are now 5 points behind Manchester City. You can say all you want to say about, it's early days. Chuma, you don't want to give Manchester City a 5-point advantage. So it's neither here nor there. If you drop points in those big games, it's a problem for you. If you win, all fine and good, it gives you confidence. So it can play either way for any of the teams.
I love how. Okay, yeah, Brownish. Just
sorry, before we just go on, I don't know if he's ever done it, but I feel like Pep has broken so many records in England that the record he wants to break now is somebody that was on top of the league table from the first week until the end of the league, because that's the kind of thing you want to do. There's no other reason for him to be in England again.
115 is coming. 115 is coming.
115 today, not be small thing.
I've said this times that number. It's one of the major ways any of the remaining 19 teams can have hope, because there's a proposal now that if they are found guilty, the punishment they should get, the points deduction they should get, should be for multiple seasons and not for one season. That's the hope any other person can get, because as it is, Chuma, they still have the team, they still have the manager, and you're seeing the results already. 4 out of 4. These guys could. The one thing they've not done in Pep's Manchester City career is go all season without losing a game. That's the only thing they've not done. Every other damn thing, these guys have literally taken everybody to the cleaners.
4 out of 4.
Yeah, I think we need to appreciate these guys, because their success is not in disguise. Okay, over now to the phone lines. Let's hear from you. All right. It's a very simple discussion, this one, before we switch to the NPFL, the Nigeria Youth Games, and also the results of high-profile games from the other big leagues on the European continent. This is Game On with Femi and the Gang. Adeze Ufoma, Brownish Overdose, and Chuma in the studio. How about highlighting your name right now in the words of Fowles? Stay with me is not something like a joking stuff. In the words of FaZe, he will say, "When I go holla my name someday."
Originality.
Oh shit. You know this thing, Brownish. I'm so proud of you. You know, give Brown the crown, please. Thank you so much. Here's a number you can dial to be part of this one: 0201-277-0993. That's for everybody. 0201-277-0993, and for our female callers only, 0201-465-7190. I'll take that one more time: 0201-465-7190. Is it an advantage or a disadvantage for clubs to have to face their biggest rivals very early in the season? Could this play out in Arsenal's favour or not? Seeing them have to face Aston Villa, Tottenham and Man City in the first 5 weekends of action. Is it a good or bad thing, really, for any team that you support or otherwise? Over now to you. As we show some walking, now you can do the talking. How are you doing? Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, I wrote to you from Ikoyi.
Nice to hear from you.
Yeah, for me, I think it's an advantage. It's an advantage because, like we are using Arsenal as a case study.
Yeah.
You want to expect Arsenal to have the likes of Liverpool, Man U, Man City, Chelsea on a Saturday, and to have PSG on a Tuesday. You think the coach will be alive? I mean, you will be confused. You will be confused, but it's better he plays these big teams now. Then he'll be able to face
the Champions League drama. Yeah, that's the point.
With a bit of rest of mind. If he has smaller teams to play during in the league and has Champions League to play in a Tuesday, he can rest his best players at least to put them on the bench and to see what the rest players can do. If he doesn't go his way, then he can substitute. But to face, I don't know if you have to play the likes of Chelsea, like I said,
on a Sunday, because many times those big games are even Sundays. So imagine playing them on a Sunday and then Champions League, like you said, PSG on a Wednesday, for example.
There's no way he can rest the best players on a Saturday against Chelsea, against Man City, against Liverpool.
You have a point, Rotimi.
You want to play there, so it's better he plays this big teams now and to play them later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rotimi, for your
But then on the flip side, Chuma, just a response. While that might be the case, in the case of Arsenal, for this week, it's a tough week. You're playing Spurs on Sunday. On Thursday, you're playing Atalanta. That's not an easy team to play in Europe, even though they're not one of the biggest in the Serie A. But Liverpool can attest to Liverpool and Leverkusen can attest to what Atlanta can do to you, even though they've still sold a couple of their big hitters. But the nucleus is still there. And then after that, you play Sunday evening, finish. You come back, you're facing Manchester City.
Wickedness from high places. Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Rachman.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, I greet you all in the studio.
We greet you.
Yeah. Rachman, what's your question? Whether you play the big boys or you play the smaller boys, what will happen will still happen. What will happen will still happen. Now, last season, Aston Villa and the West Ham at the Everton caused them that title last season.
Yeah, Aston Villa.
So for me, whether you play the big boys, whether you play the small boys, what will happen if you cannot win you will not win the league that season.
Okay.
So for me, it doesn't matter how you play the big boys or you play the boys, or you play the smaller ones. So for me, it doesn't have any
impact at all. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Nice to hear from you too. Hello. Good evening.
Thank God too.
Yeah. Thank God for you too. What's your name, please?
My name is Adeoluwa. I'm calling from Abileba.
Welcome, Adeoluwa. Please add some volume to your voice.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. The person that might challenge for the Premier League is sitting on third position now.
I struggle to hear you.
The person that will challenge for the Premier League.
Yeah. The person that will challenge for the Premier League is third now. That's what you're saying.
Yes. Like, you guys do not really know. They have enough time to rest. Like, there's no European competition for them, and they are hungry for European competition.
Who is third, right?
Newcastle. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, man. I'm so sorry. It's because the line is not the clearest in the world, so we're struggling to hear you. But I get his point. He's saying that the team that will challenge for this title are the team that are currently third on the table. That team is Newcastle. And his point is no European distractions.
I'm sorry, that's delusion.
But he has a point. No distraction from Europe.
Newcastle
they carry juju from out.
Challenge for a a Champions League or Europa League place. Title, please. That's delusion. That's unnecessary.
In fact, they might not even challenge for Champions League. The one season when after they challenged for Champions League position, they came back and Kieran Trippier was shouting at the fans, "Can't you see that we've got injuries? Can't you see that we've got injuries?"
Brownish, respect yourself, my friend.
So the caller has a point in the sense that
they're not distracted.
They're not distracted by Europe. Because like Brown said, you saw what Europe did to them last season.
What Europe did to them. I like the way it came out.
But it is
saw what Europe did to them. As if Europe is a human being.
Europe will do that to you if you don't have the squad to do it. See, that's why you have to give credit to the big hitters. It is not easy. I've been saying this time number. It's not easy to play Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday.
And on every international break, your players are still going to go and play too.
So I think the fact that I think myself and David were having this conversation, was it yesterday or so? Yes, on air we're having this conversation. And when he mentioned that Newcastle were going to be in and around Champions League, I said, get out. He now pointed out to me that they are not in Europe. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you have a point. Because apart from the cup competitions, Carabao Cup, FA Cup is starting in January, so there's enough time. Most times between now and December, Newcastle will have to play just once a week, Saturday and the following Saturday. So there's enough time for the players to rest. There's enough time for them to regain what's it called.
Fitness
but Newcastle don't have the quality to go all the way and challenge for a title. That's not something even Chelsea with all the squad they have, Manchester United with their new signings, or even Tottenham with the above average players they have, are not going to be challenging for the title. They'll probably be fighting for Europe, less of Newcastle. Nah, that's delusion. It's not going to happen.
So I'll take it that the caller was very confident about the team that he supports, Newcastle, and you decided to add a clause to his thoughts. So you think they don't have the new clause to compete for the title? Just saying. Sorry.
Drop mic. Hot like a heater.
All right. The money is still on ground for you, courtesy of our guys at One Play. People are always very excited every time we call them, and then the guy I spoke to yesterday overdosed on the show before I handed over to Samuel, who handed over to you. Our first winner, One Play winner yesterday. When I called the guy and then I told him he was sounding very low. I'm lying down on the bed. I said, okay, I hope you're fine, and all that. He just won 40K. This guy is screaming. He was like, I was almost crying, honestly. The guy was like, guy, I've exhausted my salary. I was looking for a way out to survive. You don't know what this money means to me and all that. So it was touching, and that's what this cash does to people. So you can jump on it tonight and give yourself a chance to win that 40K each for a couple of winners on this evening's show. www.oneplay.ng. That's the website you can use to play. www.oneplay.ng. Just choose the Nigeria info option, or use the USSD code *347 *880 *3 hash *347 *880 *3 hash. It's 500 naira for each entry of yours. Two more calls. We'll read out some comments on WhatsApp and X, and then we'll switch to more stories on this Game On show. Former Daisy, Brownish, Overdose, and Chuma in the studio alongside you. Hello, welcome. Yeah, it's not like you're in the studio, but spiritually you are, because when we pick your calls, they talk like TAD studio too. How are you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, Overdose.
Hi, good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh, I'm happy to hear your voice today again.
Wow.
My name is Salome.
Oh, Salome, nice to hear your voice
too. The other day, you
Diesel.
played music for me.
You don't be.
That's Salome, yeah. Salome. Welcome.
What does which kind of song is this now?
Please, hello to Adeze Michael.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Auntie Adeze,
Well done.
I love to hear your voice all the time.
Thank you.
Then brown beans, Abi.
Chineke.
No, I know you prefer brown beans to white beans, actually.
I'm no longer on this show. I retire.
I have a new name for you, brown.
I hereby retire from radio.
Chief Brown Beans.
They change your name for my phone.
These are the disadvantages of radio.
Is it a brown?
What's the no brown beans? Or one head like that, please.
Well, we're Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigerian for the Game On show. Chuma, Daisy, Ufoma, Overdose, and Brown Beans. How are you doing, man?
So sad. Emotional damage. So wrong, so right.
And he was innocently put out too, and that's what she thought. It was no banter, no banter.
That's what she hears.
Yeah, that's what she hears. Brown bees. Hey.
Chief Brown. You know what they're gonna say? You make me emotional. Busting my medulla, bro.
Emotional damage.
Game On is the show. We have so much fun here. Time done. They look me. They tell me, say, Chuma, you know to get time like that, child. But you make me emotional, child. You do.
Hey, good.
Shout out to Muiz, by the way. Muiz and Sheiva. It's one of my favorite songs for this year. That song, Instagram, that was dropped several months back. Game On with Femi and the Gang, the show. Let's touch on a few of your comments via the WhatsApp portal right now. By the way, Salome, thank you so much for your call. You gave us cause for good laughter, even in your innocence. All right, thank you for your thoughts. God knows Michael. Good evening, guys in the studio. The topic for discussion is very interesting. So I think it's a two-way sword to start season with big teams. One, it gives you more strength, but the bad side of it is that it creates more room for complacency. But starting with small teams is good also, but it does not really expose you to the fierce battle ahead because you think that small teams can't stop you. Arsenal are always one player short, thanks to Arteta's of Asabi. Chidi from Oshodi with this one says Arteta is not yet serious about winning the league. When he gets serious, he will get a striker. Oh, don't go hit Mike by mistake. For my 130, okay. I was going to be just 30 seconds.
It's an ongoing conversation that will continue to happen, and every time I hear that, the question I ask is, you want to get a striker? Great. Who are the strikers out there? I hear people say, you need to get someone like an Erling Haaland. There's only one Erling Haaland. There are no two Erling Haalands out there in the world. Please, I would love to, somebody should tell me who that striker
that people can also afford to add that part because your money. I know you get money, but you don't get 100 again to spend for person.
Add something 10 seconds. Yeah. Arsenal do not need a striker. Arsenal only need to get over the line. They have been on that line, which is coming so close. Just get over the line. They don't need that.
Maybe a striker can get them over the line. Maybe, but I keep saying, you're not just going to sign any striker for signing strikers. You're not going to sign Dominic Solanke, for example. I'm sorry, in my opinion, he might come good at Tottenham, but I'm not paying 65 million for Dominic Solanke. So if you honestly want to sign a striker, then it should be maybe someone like in a Victor Osimhen mode, so to speak, because he will guarantee you goals, even though, if we're also being honest, Osimhen himself hasn't scored 20 plus goals in 3 straight seasons, has he? Not yet. But you can't even, right now, Asa can't even buy Victor Osimhen.
75. No. You can buy him now.
Yeah,
75.
It's not just 75, it's also about his wages. It's also about his wages. So there are very few teams out there in the world who can afford that kind of wages. I would love Arsenal to sign a striker. I think possibly they need one. But let's also not forget that between January and the end of the season, last time when they put Kai Havertz in that role, he scored 13 goals. In 4 games this season, he scored 2 goals. Now, Kai Havertz is not I'm not going to sit here now and tell you that he's Erling Haaland. Kai Havertz will miss, one of those opportunities. Kai Havertz actually had an opportunity to score against Brighton. He didn't. That's the difference between him and Haaland.
All right, just stay with me so we can score this commercial break goal.
Station for talk. It's not just a drink, it's a
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's
discover Teasers, the true ready-to-drink sparkling cocktail that brings fun, adventure, and freshness to every sip. Embrace the now and savor every drop. Whether you're hanging out with friends, watching the sunset, or just unwinding after a long day, Teasers can be your companion. Grab a teaser and let the good times roll. Enjoy responsibly. Teasers is for those 18 and older. Teasers, the fun never ends.
Abu
Abuja, brace up as Nigerian Christian Couples Fellowship Alumni International NCCFAI presents the first global reunion service, G-Roots 2024. Theme, Now is the Time. Isaiah 62 from verse 1 to 12. Our theme for this year reflects our commitment to ushering in a transformative period for our nation Nigeria. We anticipate a great gathering of all Nigerian Christians who have participated in the NYSE program since 1973. Happening live at the National Ecumenical Center, Abuja, Nigeria. Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st of September 2024. Friday 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Ministry at great men and women of God from around the world. For more inquiry, 0703-830-1203. NCCFAI Global Reunion Service 2024. Now is the time.
Start your day and have a good time.
Kivo Krima.
Where you need to have the break time.
Kivo Krima.
It's not tea, or garita.
Kivo Krima. Kivo Krima.
Savings that bring you home.
Kids, this is our new home.
Dad, our new house is big.
Savings that support your joy.
Congratulations, you've become parents.
Savings that free your creativity.
Camera rolling and action.
Achieve much more with AXA Mansard Money Market Funds. Open an account today to enjoy competitive returns on savings. Track daily interest with ease. Prompt liquidation without penalties. Transact online and via USSD. Visit www.axamansard.com today.
Please read the prospectus and where in doubt, consult your stockbroker, fund or portfolio manager, accountant, banker, solicitor, or any other professional advisor for guidance before subscribing.
Hello, this is Domino's. What would you like to order?
I want the Chairman pizza with a dash of buttery blockbusters.
Okay, and some cheesy romance, and a slice of sizzling action,
Yum.
and a side of flavored drama.
Yes!
From cheesy romance to flavored drama, feel everything, because your Domino's pizza orders now come with Showmax. Make sure to ask for Showmax when you walk in to order at any Domino's store. Chop, watch, feel everything. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey there! Yes, you! You just won 5,000 Naira cash! And you, sitting by the side, there's 1 month Showmax subscription to watch the Premier League waiting for you! You behind! Of course! You're not left out! How does 1,000 Naira airtime and 2,000 Naira Uber discount sound? All this could come true when you buy the No Unwrap and Win pack. Open it, look for a cube with a 6-digit code on its wrapper, text the code to 8011 and follow the prompts to stand a chance to win any of these instant prizes. Promo valid from July till December. Terms and conditions apply. Get extra value on the No Unwrap and Win pack. No, eat for good. Imagine thinking you bought an unlimited data plan, but the next thing we hear is,
oh, this data has finished again.
well, that's what happens when you don't buy a truly unlimited data plan.
Enjoy truly unlimited data with unlimited speed-based data plans from Airtel. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to buy now. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Sorry, madam. There's an emergency at the shop. They need you now. It's a serious...
Nothing is more serious than a Golden Morn breakfast with my family. Don't you understand? All our winnings start with a nutritious golden breakfast. Now, sit down. Please join us.
Yes, ma'am. At once.
Breakfast is serious business. Handle it with a nutritious Golden Morn. Now with a great new look. Trust Golden Morn to help throw your family to win every day. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Why do we love stories? Is it because we see ourselves reflected in the different characters? Or is it the unimagined worlds we may never be in, but can experience for an hour or more? So intriguing that it leaves us spellbound. Is it the thrill, the tears, the emotions, the fears? Or is it just because we love the stories we've never felt before?
Find the stories you love on Netflix. Plans starting from 2,200 Naira.
I'm in love, Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stir?
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
The
Battle of the Minds returns this November. Brace yourselves for the most intense intellectual face-off of the year. I Beg to Differ is back with Season 8. And this time, the stakes have never been higher. This November, Nigeria's sharpest young debaters will converge on Nigeria Info Studios, armed with nothing but their words, wit, and real power.
That's the power of peer pressure, and it's a force we all reckon with as teenagers.
When the government has access to our personal data, it can be abused.
With the nation listening, these students will tackle controversial topics.
Relate with the laid-down rules and principles of society. The opposition team comes up here accusing censorship of violating free speech.
Challenge the status quo and defend their positions with relentless passion.
Like you said, it leads to only immediate relief and not long-term relief, which is why we say bring up censorship, and then we are here to protect the masses.
And yet, this is considered productive enough to feed 120 million Nigerians. I beg to differ.
Lagos, are you ready for I Beg to Differ Season 8? For sponsorship, please call Lamre 0706 827 1163 or Shola on 0907 173 3835. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Bro, bring me 2 bottles of Niger Cafe rum.
One moment, please.
D1, my man. It's game time. The players are walking onto the pitch. What's left?
Sir, here's your Niger Cafe rum.
Oh. That rich, dark, bold, strong, real coffee tasting goodness.
Yep. Now it's game time.
Taste and enjoy the difference in the new and improved Niger Cafe rum. Niger Cafe rum, crafted for the proud people.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's game on.
So the game is still on 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's a presentation brought to you by Femi and the Gang. We're going to be here until 10 p.m. in between. By 9 p.m. to 9:30 we'll have the Stoppage Time La Liga show with Mr. Ma, FX, UB, and Brownish will be around the place as well. My name is Chuma. I have Brownish, I have Overdose, Adeze, and Ufoma in the studio with me, and I have you out there too, dropping your thoughts and comments. We appreciate you guys so much. We'll have to switch to other stories away from our first conversation, but I'll do 5 thoughts on WhatsApp before we achieve that fate. Good evening, Femi and the Gang. Nice one. Whether you want to analyze it in Arsenal's favor or not, who cares? Everyone knows Arsenal are in serious business this season. For me, dismantling the big teams early is an advantage and a morale booster. Mark Henry has this one from Awoyaya. Good evening, Femi and the Gang. To me, I think it's not to Arsenal's advantage playing most of the top 6 teams so early. Arsenal lost the title last season, not mainly because they lost against Aston Villa, but the draw against Fulham. The smaller teams are very fond of pouring sand inside ambitious teams, Gary, as you put it, who want to win most. Agba Nelson from Lekki Jakonde is the man with that comment. Good evening, gentlemen. Alrighty, let's see this. More. We are defeating EPL on the charges. Alright, this is the fan of Man City, Henry from Ogun State. Up City says they will come out victorious against these charges leveled against them. Good evening, Chuma and the guys in the studio and the people that die in the studio. Chuma, it's an advantage to us now because now it sends fear down any team that will be playing them, and it's a morale booster for them because they are winning. Brain James from Interior is the man with that message. I'll come back to more of your thoughts as we progress. I can just squeeze in one more for now. Overdose and Ufoma, you guys remember that old school jam from Paul Play Dairo called Salome. That lady caller earlier reminded me of the great nostalgic track. I'm very sure you remember it. Ufoma should please blast that jam someday on his Rewind show. This message is not for Brownish, he says. Richard from Lagos has that one.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, he's just joking. So he was speaking about the caller, Salome, and then said there was the song from Paul Play Dairo from years ago that is titled Salome. So he's like, Overdose and Ufoma should remember it, but it's not for Brownish. I think he's not mindself. He believes these two names I just called out. It's a lie. It's older folks. He's talking about you being a younger.
You know, considering the fact that we're 5 in the studio,
you know, and only the two oldest of us were mentioned, I don't necessarily feel, you know, I understand, like, you know, it just means that I have my life.
I could have.
I don't feel necessarily hard done by, you know, it happens. At least that's not brown beans.
There's live football, by the way, happening right now in the Spanish La Liga and the Italian Serie A. For the La Liga, Rayo Vallecano are trailing 0-1 against Osasuna after 36 minutes. And in the Serie A, it's Parma 2, Udinese 3. That one is over now. So Udinese won that game by 3-2. While Lazio are up against Hellas Verona. That one is 2-1 halftime. Yeah, you're saying something about what?
I'm asking, I think Udinese are top of Serie A now. They won,
yeah, the top 10 points from 4 games so far this season. Napoli are second on 9 points. Maduka, right? Yeah. Happy for him. Yeah. But you know, the other goalkeeper is not cheaper. Plays for Cheaper United. That's why his first choice was Super Eagles.
My friend Maduka Okoye is anyway. See, she's blushing.
I don't even know. Instagram boy.
I think they like Maduka Okoye.
Right now shout Maduka.
You know the funniest thing, Maduka means somebody is bigger, like a human being is bigger, right? So when you say, we actually, I'm Igbo boy now.
You know, so talking about Igbo, I thought about something this afternoon. I literally was pronouncing Waneri the same way the British. I'm talking about.
Which one were we talking about the other day?
No, I was the Arsenal guy who came on yesterday.
I was thinking about it this afternoon in the usual, like, wait, Ufoma, were you literally calling Waneri in the studio yesterday? I'm like, you know when something
you've been hearing it consistently.
Udoji.
Exactly.
Okay,
we were having that conversation. That's an Igbo name.
Because they call him Udogi as they call him. When I Udogi, I be Udogi. I mean, they call him Udogi. They see no point in my system.
Because even they themselves,
Udogi, the players themselves,
don't even know how to pronounce their
own
names.
Jordan Ibe, you know what I mean, man?
My name's Ibe.
Yeah, Ibe.
That was one of the most silliest thing ever.
It's worth the hype.
No, I could not. I'm sorry, I could not call him Ibe. Never.
He's going to tell you your name. Me, I'm telling you how my name is. You're still arguing with me.
Solanke.
Guys, have you seen the former Solanke? He's not Solanke, He's not Solanke.
Nacho.
Game on with Femi and the gang got Nigeria for to the NPFL. Here are the results of matches from the number 1 league in Nigeria. By the way, in a bit, I'll share with you how you can join the Fat G channel on WhatsApp. Stay with us to find out how you can join that one, because there's so much of lovely things to speak about. That's the Fat G channel. That's the Femi and the Gang channel, of course. The one play money is still available for you, all right? 40K. You can dial *347 right now, *880 *3# to play. That's *347 *880 *3#. Or you can use the website www.oneplay.ng to play. And we have 40,000 naira for a couple of winners on the show tonight. 40,000 naira each, that is. Play now and give yourself a chance to get the cash. It's 500 naira for each entry of yours. So we had games spread across Nigeria yesterday and on Saturday. For yesterday's results, Shooting Stars couldn't shoot to the Stars at home. They were held to a 1-1 draw by Plateau United. It ended Niger Tornadoes nil, Nasarawa United nil, Katina United 2, Bendel Insurance 1, Bayelsa United 1, Kano Pillars 1, Aqua United 1, Abia Warriors 1, Imama Amakpaka Boys, Abia Warriors going away from home to get a point after not smiling on match day 1 that much in their territory. Remo Stars are the team undented right now, and they beat Sunshine Stars by 1-0, while Rivers United were 3-1 better than Heartland FC of Owerri. Those two teams handled by coaches from the golden generation of the Super Eagles, Emmanuel Amonike of Heartland and Finidi George of Rivers United. What the MPFL table looks like is, well, easy stuff to think about. Remo Stars top now. They have 6 points from the first 2 games of the campaign. Kano Pillars, same as Zugida. Well, they are second. They have 4 points from 2 games. To Rivers United have 4 points and are third. Niger Tornadoes are 4th, and the Plateau United are 5th. All of these teams from 2nd to 5th is 4 points, 4 points, 4 points, meaning they are unbeaten, just like the top team, Remo Stars. Early days are days, but Remo Stars look like a team who, well, just like Arsenal, second, the last 2 seasons. There's only one way to think of now, which is what their coach, Daniel Ogumodi, told us on the show a few weeks back, which is they want to be first.
Honestly, and there's something I like about him. He says it clearly. They want to be first. They're contending for the title. Not like Ilechukwu that actually tried to take away the pressure of his team last season by saying that just building. Within 9 months, they won the title. But every coach, different approach, different mentality. And I think that this is the season they should win it. Because it would be good to see a privately owned club win the title in the NPFL. You know, in recent times, we used to have those companies, the Leventis and stationery stores. But in recent times, it would be good to have a privately owned club. They have their structure. They have been consistent in the last 3 seasons. They don't really sell their best legs. They keep their best legs. They are not a selling club because they pay their players well. Each and every season, they find a way to bolster, add to quality in what they have. And the experience they've gotten from the continent, personally, I'll be rooting for them. But you know, all this Enyimba, they have coconut head. Enyimba will still be in the mix. Rivers United are popping up. Finidi George, former title coach with Enyimba. Yeah. And then we also have the likes of Kano Pillars as well, traditional side. Shooting came so close last season, finishing fourth. They would have been in the continent because of the FA Cup slots and all that. So we really have strong contenders. But I'm really rooting for Remo, a privately owned club, to get over the line. That like Arsenal, like you said, they have been on the line. They have been on the line. They should just get over the line. They just get over the line. So they've recruited well, like I said. But let's see how, especially away from home, that is where the difference will count. And our referees should be transparent enough. Our referees, that game yesterday in Uyo, Aqua would have not Aqua. Abia Warriors hung in, so in fact they nearly won that game. That late penalty, some persons are saying it's a penalty, some other persons are saying no, it's not. But the truth is that our referees can do better. Let the league flow, let the football flow, let the better teams win.
Our referees are never going to do better. They will do. It's not like they don't know what to do. But Chuma, this whole refereeing issue has been there for the better part of the last 30 plus years. It will not go away anytime soon because the club chairman or MDs or CEOs, whatever nomenclature they call themselves, want to win at all costs. The state government, who own most of the clubs, are putting pressure on the chairman to win at all costs. Everybody wants to win at all costs.
It's changing.
And please give me a break. We know how this thing works. The first half of the season, everything looks okay. Everything looks normal. You get teams winning away from home. It will happen. First 7 weeks, first 10 weeks, first 15 weeks. Chuma, by the time the second stanza comes in, when everybody is desperate to either avoid relegation, win the title, or qualify for a continental position, then all the dealings start. Let's not kid ourselves. We know what happens. So the referees are never going to get it right, and we'll continue in these roundabout circles for another maybe 20-30 years.
We're changing this time.
I hear you.
Because a marketer that wants to invest in the MPFM may be listening. No.
They may be listening. So we shouldn't say what it is.
We're changing.
Who are the people changing?
For last season, Chia was.
We're changing. We're getting there.
You won't
always be the same.
The same last season the same last season that we had about 23 minutes added in one game. Wasn't it the same last season?
Just one game.
We're getting there.
Next time there'll be no game at all. Charlie, I beg. I know say you get one information for us. So I'm keen to start looking at the other leagues in Europe and things that have been happening, and also the Nigeria Youth Games. There's been this back and forth on should it be on the 17 or under 15 for the Nigerian Youth Games. I'll touch on that story after. This my chairman here share some information with us.
Well, of course, it's all about the Ember Months. They are here with us, and the Master's Choice drinks, Skirt Blended Brandy, and Skirt Cafe Rum are ready to shake things up. As always, with Skirts, there is no slacking. If you love on your streets, in your neighborhood, or that market nearby, and you could stand a chance to win yourself some mouth-watering prizes. For more details, follow the Skep Brands at the Skep Brands at THESKIRTBRANDS. That's at the Skep Brands on all social media platforms, and of course, enjoy the satisfaction that it provides. Well, Skep Blended Brandy and Skep Cafe Rum are not for pregnant women or persons under the age of 18. So if you're under 18, please move away, step aside. Skirt is not for you. Then don't drink and drive, and overall, drink responsibly.
Very, very important, that information. Thank you so much for
I hope
that.
you're taking the advice.
Sorry?
I hope you're taking the drink responsibly advice.
No. So the thing is, I don't know if you know, but I'm always very, very responsible when it comes to taking alcohol.
I commence my reserve.
Oh no, Fama, don't even do that. Don't do that.
I know
you don't know who is listening. don't spy my market. What do you mean by no? What do you mean?
Look at my face.
Look at see. Hey, God, I beg you.
I am Joe.
I love this banter, you know. We just started by talking about
no. See,
Balotelli and Telly and Martinelli.
To imply something different, which I'm not welcoming, because whoever knows me will know that I'm very, very responsible when it comes to taking alcohol. I don't take excess, but I take hazards.
Why all this explanation?
No, because you are doing. You don't know who's listening now.
You're a responsible man. I can attest to
thank you. Thank you.
And you're also responsible for your banter with Ufoma. It's your responsibility to banter him. Okay.
Well, but Ufoma is trying to tarnish my image that I've built over the years.
Decades of building.
Decades.
I don't know what
decades.
Italian Serie A. Some people thought that when Victor Osimhen leaves Napoli, Nigerians, and to be honest, even me, I'm talking Napoli, Mona struggles for me, the team pinch now. But this didn't know they happen. Napoli have been in great form even after the exit of the Nigerian striker on loan to Turkey. They beat Cagliari, bro, by 4-0. Every time I think about Cagliari, this Serie A team, I think about the place in Canada called Cagliari or something like that, too, where you have some Nigerians going to in that part of Canada. So 4-0 for the Napoli team, and Lukaku, look at who? It's Lukaku.
Romelu.
He scored one of the goals for them.
Bolingoli. Bolingoli, that's the full name.
But again, it just seems to say, okay, I don't want these guys, being the Napoli fans, to meet Victor. And then you look at Napoli, but again, I mean, you see men at Napoli, that's Victor Osimhen. But
okay. I thought you were going to say you see men even without Victor.
Yeah. You're the king of these things now. You didn't call to me, but that's why you're here, to help out. So.
Sorry, I'm just speaking to a responsible man.
Sorry?
I'm speaking to a responsible man, which is what you are.
Thank you. I'll take the compliment. He's close to my heart. Thank you so much.
Well, Monza to Inter, they try to be a monster. That game ending 1-1 at the end of proceedings. Inter are defending champions, of course, of the Serie A. And many people see them as favorites for the title this season, but they are not top two as we speak now. 1-1 is how that ended. Torino and Lecce shared the scores, 0-0 was the final score from that. And Genoa and AS Roma gave us a 1-1 draw. Draw being plenty for Serie A for where they bet this last weekend. Atalanta, there was a goal and an assist for a man who's seen as a top contender for the Africa Football of the Year award. Ademola Lookman, the Nigerian superstar, assisting the opening goal for his team, Atalanta, to make it 1-1 at the point.
This Thursday, they face Arsenal.
So he's got the winning goal.
I want Ademola Lookman to score.
Atalanta beating Fiorentina by 3-2.
Good for him if he scores. Helps his CAF Player of the Year.
Ambitions, right?
Prospect.
Candidacy, ambition,
candidacy,
prospects. I could go on and on.
Exactly.
We'll soon go manifesto for him. Since that candidacy,
but that should be a 3-1 win for Arsenal.
I want to tell you that.
Oh, that's his score, but that's not you. See your life.
No. Remember, he scored a hat trick in the Europa League final.
It doesn't matter.
And over the weekend, he was unstoppable.
1 goal and 2 assists.
Who does that? What a player!
1 goal, 1 assist.
So
1-1.
No, was it 1 or 2?
1-1.
Oh, okay.
1 goal, 1 assist.
So Arsenal, look, man.
He has been majestic.
Ademola is coming
in the 2023-2024 season. You put it in the calendar year. Ademola has been fantastic. It's why I support the number of Nigerians on social media who have also been trying to counter the PR of a certain Real Madrid player who's now out for 3 months. I think it's even a non-starter. To put Brahim Diaz, the Real Madrid man, in the same
a French player
as Ademola Lookman.
And after
he had a fantastic Africa Cup of Nations. Let's not forget that. Because if he did not, maybe that could have counted against him. He was majestic for his country, Nigeria. Even though we didn't end up winning the Nations Cup, one of the better players at the Nations Cup, and in his club football, oh my goodness, what a sign Atlanta has actually made. He was like that before the Nations Cup. After the Nations Cup, took a little bit of a hit, but afterwards, just pulled off again. So really looking forward to that CAF Awards, and of course it will be great to have two Nigerians back to back. We spent a number of years not having anybody close to and
I think the closest was Mikel.
Yeah, the closest was Mikel when he came second. To have a possibility of two Nigerians back to back, it will be wonderful for Nigerian football.
It's our season.
Yeah, and by 9:30 when we come back after Mr. Ma is out of here, I'm not sure that guy with an Arsenal jersey will be here because he didn't like saying go on rush, run away. I like where they have gotten to, because I'll be asking who has been the second best African player in 2024 if we say Ademola has been number one. Who has been his closest rival?
Another
in the context
Nigerian.
of that? Okay, we'll get your thoughts by 9:30. Don't worry. So that's what we're going to have by 9:30. Still on the Italian Serie A, by the way, AC Milan beat Venezia by 4-0. It was Empoli nil, Juventus nil, and Como. Well, finally, they almost did not cause commotion, but they still suffer commotion. That team will get Cesc Fabregas as their coach. Como 2, Bologna 2. They're still struggling to get 3 points from any game in the Serie A this season. We have a commercial break coming up shortly. By 9:30 as well, we'll be giving out 40,000 naira to you, courtesy of one play, so you can play between now and then. After the commercial break, I'll be handing over to Mr. Ma for the Stoppage Time La Liga show, and there'll be more from Femi and the Gang from 9:30 p.m. So between now and the next commercial break, I want to read out more of your comments. It's always nice to have you join us on our broadcast. Chuma, good evening. Once again, please, far about the UEFA Champions League. Has the draw been made, and when is it starting? Champions League now this Tuesday, Wednesday. We don't reach already, my brother.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
With that one. Because of this new format.
It's gonna be man.
Good evening, Femi and the Gang is Lainka Lawale from Ogun State. Omo, I did surprised about the christening of Brownish on national radio. Well, it's all good.
It was the epic moment of today's
honestly, and it was so innocently done. Yeah.
All right, blessings to you all in the studio, and my regard to you, Brown Beans, as you put it, the new kid on the block, and says it's all good for the Gunners. Okay, apparently Gunners all the way for you. Thank you, man. Good evening, Chuma, Adeseo, Former, Overdose, and Brownish. The fact that the Gunners are playing the big teams early enough is a blessing. They have learnt their lessons from last year's experience, so I have no worry that they will defeat the lowly rated teams. Larry has that one. Good evening to everyone in the studio. Femi and the Gang, Arsenal should be appreciated for now, and so sorry for the fans. They need strikers who can shoot from a distance and distance range and all that. Okay, thank you for this OC Rackets from our Papa GRE. We appreciate you 100%, man. Yeah, that commercial break about to suffice in the coming seconds. You deserve to hear this though. Femi and the Gang, we always find a way to do things to bring the fans even closer to us. That's why we go for the 5G All-Star train. We want to connect with you every single time, so you can be part of the Femi and the Gang WhatsApp channel, and there's so much of good stuff brewing in advance. I'll tell you in a bit how you can go and access the link. That will be on our 5G handle on X. So just prep your minds to be part of the 5G WhatsApp channel. We there for you, and now we and you there together for this one. This is Game On with Femi and the Gang. The excitement continues after now.
News and sports after this.
I'm in love. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
When Hamilton strikes, if you are not protecting your skin, it cracks. So do your lips, and no one wants